Just like old times, huh? You going somewhere?
I was hoping to. What did you say to get Link to turn? I'm sure you promised him something.
Yeah, well, you and the Dilo never would. A shot. And a chance to be somebody. Link was tired of being overlooked. He ain't the only one neither. Years of being brushed aside, laughed at, told to eat shit and fucking like it, breaks you. Makes you want to break somebody else. Figured you would have understood that, you know, considering. But you and your kind, you're so busy filling your own fucking plate. You don't see that everyone around you is starving. You got no idea what it feels like, born into nothing. With a smile at the person whose boots on your neck. I'm hoping one day you'll look down, see you there, and just let up. You know what people will do to push that down? They'll do fucking anything. Anything to push down that feeling.
You think I don't understand that? Right. It doesn't matter. Oswald Cobb. Man of the people.
That's right.
That's what you need to believe, huh?
Citizens of Gotham. I'm back, finally, to talk about the grand finale of The Penguin. Whether it's the season finale or the series finale, I'm here, finally, days late, to talk about a great or little thing that is this, I think, series finale. I'm going to guess that there is not going to be a second season. I would love it if there is, but I feel like this, what we saw today, was the perfect bridge between Batman, and The Batman 2. I just earlier today talked about the previous episode, and now I'm here to talk about the finale. I promised you that there would be 2 episodes today, and I waited till almost the end of the day to fulfill this promise, but here I am. As UB40 has said, here I am, baby. Here I am, take me by the hand. All right, I'm not going to get sidetracked. I actually took notes. I kind of skimmed through it and rewatched it again, and I actually took notes. So I want to talk about this as straightforward as I possibly can, with hopefully taking no edits and making this video as seamless as I possibly can. So let's get right into it. This episode opens up with Frances. I was calling her Oz's mom for a while, but it's Frances. She is in hypnotherapy. There's like a Kit Knight Rider red flash going back and forth, and she's with Dr. Theo Rossi. I am never going to remember his name, so he's always Dr. Theo Rossi. And he's like talking to her, and we go into her flashbacks where it's, she looks in the mirror and you see the younger version of her, but it's the older actress, the main actress who's played Frances the entire series. We see her portraying the, living in the flashback, in the hypnotherapy flashback. We see Rex Calabrese. Now, we know Rex Calabrese is this guy that Oz has always looked up to. He's always talked about him, even since the first episode. But Rex goes and sees Frances, and he's like, I'm sorry about everything that happened. Oz has been coming around. I wish I could have paid for the the funerals, all these things. But she's like, I know what he did. She found the flashlight. She knew about this. She was playing. He was with them. He left them. He lied about it, and he probably left them to die. I don't think. I think she said he locked them down there, and he's like, she's like, what the hell am I going to do? He goes, well, listen, there are two things you could do. You could either look the other way. You could use him. Some people like him can turn into something in this world in my kind of business. We can control him. We could, kind of nurture him into the right direction, or you could let him go. She's like, let him go? Would you be willing to help me with something like that? So now we see the scene from the last episode where she's like, Oz, I want to go dancing. Now we see with the older actress living in this hypnotherapy flashback, uh, where she's like, I want to take you dancing. And she takes him to the club, and you can see like she she can't even look at him. Like she's just disgusted by him. And he's like, Ma, I know you miss him. I miss him too. And it's like you realize she's taking him there. Now you realize she's taking him there to set him up for possibly Rex to take him and kill him. And he she even says Rex is going to bring you home. He's like, really? He's all excited about it. And at one point she almost breaks this hypnosis, which again, it really wouldn't make a difference to her because this is her flashback. But she's basically telling this all to Theo Rossi and Sophia, and she sees them in her hypnotherapy, and he's like, stay with it, stay with it. So they're getting all this information. And Oz gives her a little speech about how he's going to give her everything he deserves. A top floor penthouse with a view, nice clothes. He's like, just don't give up on me, Ma. And then he asks her to dance. And I think it's in that flashback. We see that the dance in the flashback of the previous episode, but I think in that moment is when she realizes that she is not going to kill him. She's going to keep him. She's going to use him. She's going to nurture him into becoming the man that he claims he can become. And she thinks that she could probably benefit from that, which is kind of awful. So we come back to the current time, and we see Vic went to get some of the other crime families to go over to check the drug lab underground, and they see the explosion happen, the aftermath. They pretty much all bail on Vic. He stands up to them, starts yelling at them, but what's his name? Link comes over, punches him. And he's like, "Know your role, or you're going to catch a bullet." And he says it almost like quietly so the other people don't hear it, and he's like just warning him. He punches him, but I think it was more just to get a chance to get near him and be like, hey, you got to be careful. So we jump over to Oz, and now he is waking up. Remember in the last episode, he got knocked in the head by that cop. He wakes up and he sees Sophia's there, and he sees his mom is there tied up. And really, Sophia just tries to get Oz to admit that he killed his brothers, even threatens to cut Francis's finger off. He never breaks. He never admits anything. She goads Francis. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Look at the other way. She's yelling. She's like, just say it already. I already knew. I knew it. I hate you. I've always hated you. I've never stopped hating you. And he's like, Ma, what are you doing? Why are you talking like this? He never breaks once. He says, I should have let Rex kill you when he had the chance. Then she breaks a bottle. Sophia lets her stand up, breaks a bottle, and stabs him. But when that happens, she sees a vision of her boys. I think she's just completely overwhelmed. She starts her face starts she starts mumbling. Her face starts to droop a little, like she can't really speak, and she drops to the ground. He's like, ah, but he sees that chance. Someone comes over, he grabs the gun, bang, 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 shoots his way out, grabs his mother, throws her over her shoulder. On the way out, that cop is still doing drops outside. Boom, shoots him in the head. I have to say, that was pretty sweet. I liked that cop went. He gets her to the hospital, and Vic meets him there. He's like, Sophia stabbed me, so he's still covering for his mother. He patches himself up as Vic gives him this pep talk. He's like, it's not over. You're still in this. You got to get your shit together, and you got to be you. While that's all happening, Sophia's ready to just bail. She's like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. She's like, look, the only thing I want to happen is I want Oz dead. Someone bring me Oz. She gets all these families together. Bring me Oz. and everything is yours. It's like Willy Wonka says, tells all the kids, tells Violet, Mike TV, Veruca, Gustav, and Charlie that an Oompa Loompa has escaped. You find me that Oompa Loompa. You kill me that Oompa Loompa. Or you find Slugworth. Well, actually, Slugworth worked for him. You find me that Oompa Loompa. Bring him back to me. You kill him. And everything here is yours, the entire chocolate factory. It's pretty much like that. Um, and they're like, what are you talking about? She's like, I'm done. Everything you can have is yours. Meanwhile, Vic brings Oz to what looks like it's City Hall. And he goes in. He's like, all right, I have a plan. Wish me luck. Goes inside. Vic then gets a phone call from Link saying, hey, just want to let you know, Sophia's put put a bounty on Oz's head, and something needs to be done. Now, we don't know yet whether he's saying something needs to be done, like we need to take Oz out, or I'm on your side. We don't know what's going on yet. We go inside, and Oz goes into City Hall, into this chamber, and he has a face to face with that councilman who he threatened earlier to get the power back on. He basically offers him a deal. He says, listen, I want to let you know that drug lab, everything in there, that was all the Maronis. In fact, if you go there right now, you're going to see Sal Maroni's body. You're going to see a bunch of Maronis and Gigante men under there. They were all working together. He's basically offering Sophia up. He's covering his own ass by throwing Maroni under the bus for the lab that he started. And he's like, you can have all that, and you'll be the hero. And he's like, what do I get in return? He goes, you're just giving me the opportunity. He gives him the opportunity to make a huge score. And he's like, in return, he just wants to get his foot in the door to be around these people. So this is Oz's big move, really, to move up into high society of Gotham. As he's walking out, he gets a look up at the mayor, and it almost looks like he's envy of not her, but her position. And of course, in the comics and in Batman Returns, remember there's the Penguin running for mayor or being the mayor. So this is a cool little Easter egg kind of in the Batman world. And I swear at this point, this was the one moment where I thought we might see Bruce Wayne walking in, walking by, doing something, bumping into him, something. We didn't get it. That's completely fine. Oz comes out to see that Vic isn't there, but then we see Link and a couple other the ruffians are there, and they're like, come on, get in the car. And again, we don't know what's going on. It seems like they're going to deliver him up on a silver platter. And I think, that's what we're led to believe. That's what Sophia's led to believe. And I think that's what Zhao's led to believe too, because she's in her house and Zhao's like, hey, I just want to let you know we have Oz. You want us to bring her to your house? It's like, why don't you bring her to this hangar? Because I'm just cleaning up my house here. And what she's really doing is burning the whole thing down. So it's like, Willie offered the entire chocolate factory and then he burns it to the ground? Is that what I'm seeing here? Now, I guess they'd still have the business, but not the house, I guess. So she just burns the whole thing down. She just wants to get the hell out of there. That's why let's meet at this hangar. Let's get out of here. They get there. She sees Oz amongst Zhao and all their men. But then she notices this little smirk on Oz's face, and you can see she's like, oh, shit. And all of a sudden, boom, a bullet goes into Zhao's head. A bullet goes into all these other guys' head. And it's like now Oz is there with all these guys, and Sophia's the one who just can't catch a friggin' break. Sophia cannot catch a break. He's like, come on, let's go for a drive. So he basically tells her that, he's like, how'd you do it? He goes, I offered them a chance, something they don't get from any of their other guys. He offered them all a chance to move up in the world. So we see like a montage of all the number twos taking out their bosses. And now they're going to all move up in the world, and Oz is going to give them kind of an equal chance. And she's like, Oswald Cobb, man of the people. He's like, you're damn right. So he brings her to the spot by the water. It's really dramatic. You see her in her face. You see Oz put up a gun. I really did think, wow, they're just going to go through with this, and it's going to be sad, but this is how they take her out. She seemed ready to die, and then all of a sudden, her face is bathed in light. We hear a helicopter. Oz is gone, and the police show up, and they're there to arrest her. And you could just see the look on her face like, this is worse than death, because you realize, I think she knows where she might be going. So Oz and Vic go back to the hospital. They're there to celebrate with Frances, and it's bittersweet because Frances is not responsive. She's in this vegetative state with her Lewy body dementia. Is that what it is? And he's like, come on, what are you talking about? What is this? Like he yells at her, Come on, get me a doctor, get me an effing doctor. And he tells her, Ma, I did it. I did it. I'm the king. And tell me you're proud of me. Tell me you love me. Tell me I did good. And she just can't do anything. And he realizes like, I just wanted my mother to, he just wanted his mother's approval all this time for all of this. And, he did it. And she either can't, I don't understand if it's she doesn't even comprehend it or she can't react to it. So either she knows, either she's looking, but she can't see and doesn't understand any of this, or she understands all of it, but can't react. So she's trapped in her own mind, which is, even worse for her. And, for Oz, it's just, please, mommy, please. And he's just freaking out that he can't, he doesn't have his mother to finally reap the benefits of all his success. So he and Vic go hang outside for a little while. And, he just talks about how it doesn't feel right, how he can't celebrate with him. And he talks about how, I wonder if she'll forgive me. And he thinks about his brothers today and how they would be today. And Vic talks about how he misses his family a lot. He gives Vic the rest of his bottle. And I thought, the second time I watched it, I thought, I wonder if that's telling. First time I watched this, I did not know what to expect here. But he tells him, he couldn't have done any of this without him. He wants him to know that he commends him for bringing in Link for that, that last minute thing to kind of cut that deal. And tells him he did good. And Vic is grateful. He's grateful for the words. He's grateful for what Oz, did, taking a chance on him. He's like, you're like family to me. And you could see some pain on Oz's face. And he's like, yeah, it's you and me is all that's left. He's like, I don't believe in kismet, but it's good that we met, how he's been by his side every step of the way. But he's like, but listen, kid, I can't bring you with me. Vic's like, what do you mean? He goes, well, that's the thing with family. It's a strength. But fuck it if it don't make you weak too. And then boom, he just starts choking, not like in a headlock, but hand over the throat, just starts squeezing and choking our beloved Vic. Vic is fighting, please, Oz, please stop, please. It's terrible. It is like a brutal death. He squeezes his neck and he kills Vic. Vic, kind of the conscience of the show. Yes, he's done bad things. Yes, he's been a criminal, but he has been our conduit into this world. The biggest shocker, the biggest betrayal, Vic is dead. Now, as I told you, I was flying. I was, driving and flying the last couple days. So I flew from Florida. I got to Boston, and I had to wait on the airplane for about an hour. It just took forever for us to find a gate because we landed early, I guess, and there was a problem with our gate. My friend calls me. And I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. He's going to say, hey, you're back. Would you just land? Oh, hey, oh, good. You glad you're home? Whatever. The first thing he says to me, I go, hello? He goes, I want the penguin dead. That's what he says to me. I'm on the plane. He goes, I want the penguin dead. I go, listen, I can't really talk about this right now. I'm in a full airplane. I understand. He is a villain. Please understand. He is the villain. And this is showing us that he's been the villain the entire time. This show wanted us to almost sympathize with him, root for him. He was the anti-hero. He was the guy we knew he was bad, but we were on his side. We were in his story. We want to see him come out on top. And then we get that swing at the end, and it's like, wow. No, he's been the villain the entire time. He's just the villain we've been watching. He's the villain that we've been kind of rooting for over the other villains. But make no mistake, he is a friggin' villain. And I was like, listen, there's nothing we can do right now, but there's only one man who can stop the penguin. And he said, me? I go, no, Batman. All right, I got to go. Then I hung up on him. So yes, that was a terrible betrayal. Oz, looks down at him, kind of like, I did that, but I'm sad. Okay. Takes his wallet, takes his money, takes his ID, throws it in the water just so he can basically be an unknown. He'll be like a John Doe because he's got no family. He's been living off the grid, basically, living with Oz all this time. The rest of the family's dead, so they probably assume he's dead. The ID he had, gone. Now it's at the bottom of the Gotham Harbor or whatever it is. And now he's just some, missing runaway kid, I guess, or homeless kid. Oz did him dirty completely. Oh my God. It was terrible. So we jump over to Arkham, and I guess Dr. Theo Rossi's back working there again. He goes into Sophia's room, and you can see she's just like, I can't believe I'm back here. She seems out of it, but she brings him he brings her some mail. He talks about it's not the usual. There's no fan letters or um, uh, marriage proposal. This is someone who you should read. This is someone named Selena Kyle. She says she's your half sister, and it's like boom, there it is. There's the Catwoman reference. Obviously, we know that Falcone was her dad. Remember that from the Batman, and we know Falcone is her dad. So that obviously makes them a sisters. And now she realizes it. She reads this note, and you can almost see a start, like a little bit of a smile, like, oh, there's some hope in here. Maybe there is some hope. So that's the last thing we see of Sophia. We cut back to I think it's a purple Rolls Royce. I don't know how much time has passed, but we see this beautiful car, and we pan up and we see Oz dressed to the nines going into this beautiful building, holding a top hat. It looks like he's in full penguin costume, like the penguin that we're used to seeing in that suit and the tux, and it looks badass as far as penguin in comic books go. The only thing he's missing is a little monocle. So he goes into a room in the building, and he sees his mother there, and she's still in the vegetative state, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Everything all right? Okay." And you see this tear roll down her face, like she kind of knows what's going on here. And he says, "I know, right? It's everything you wanted." Because remember, she's in that penthouse now. She has that view of Gotham, and she's basically there, trapped in her own body, not being able to really enjoy it. You remember, she said to him, "Let me die. I don't want to be a vegetable. Let me die, or kill her." And he's refusing to. He's just keeping her there, and keeping her alive, and keeping his mother. Not only is he keeping his mother alive, but he's keeping his relationship with his mother alive through his girlfriend. She's still there. I guess she didn't leave him, even though he knew about the fact that um, Falcone killed all those prostitutes, and he knew it. He covered it up and blamed Sophia. She's still with him, probably because he's a man of stature and distinction now. Um, but he has her dressed up like his mom. Like she's dressed up almost exactly like his mom when they went out dancing. Same dress, the hair set up the same way, and he's really got some serious mummy issues. And she's like, "Tell me I did it. Tell me you're proud of me." She's like, "Oh, you did it. I'm so proud of you, my beautiful boy." He's like, "Tell me you're proud of me. I'm so proud of you." And she's like, "Gotham's yours. Nothing is standing in your way now." He's like, "God damn right." We pan out of the room. We see a skyline of Gotham at night. And then we see the bat signal. And that is how the series or season ends. We don't get Batman. We don't get Bruce Wayne, but we get a friggin' bat signal like, oh, Gotham is yours and nothing is standing in your way. Something's standing in your way. And his name is Batman. Now, a part of me, when they were panning through the circle, I thought we were going to see the Batman in the corner. I thought maybe they'd go there. Like a little boom, here's one little punch. I'm glad they didn't. Show some restraint. This isn't a Batman story. This is a story about a guy living in the world of Batman and how he's starting to make his rise. A rise that he's getting, think about it, he's going to get it legitimately, quote unquote, through City Hall. And that's what's going to make it harder for Batman to stop him because he's going to have connections and he's going to have some sort of legitimacy with his business holdings and whatever he's doing. So I was just finished. I was like, this was amazing. Just an incredible episode. And I love that all over social media, it's like, I hate you, Oz. I want you dead. I hate you. I hate you. That means they succeeded. That means it worked. That means it was brilliant. That final ending, that final betrayal, not only to Vic, but to his mom, like, and just the taking advantage of his girlfriend, like all that stuff just makes you think he's sick. He's twisted, he is evil, and it is awesome because that's what you need him to be. Because now we want the Batman in Batman 2 or Batman in the Batman 2 to kick his ass. Now, I don't think he's a full villain. I don't know what he is, but he better be in it. He better, gosh darn it, be in it. Oh my goodness. What a great series. I don't know what happens now because is Sophia in the movie? This can't be the end of her character. I mean, it could be, but I hope it isn't. We get the connection with her and Selena. There is so much that can be, that we can kind of move forward with, whether it's in the movie or in another season. I have to admit, I'd love to see another season. I'd love to see, and I want to see Emmy nominations. I want to see Emmy nominations for, I don't know her name, Christina, the woman who plays Sophia. I want to see Emmy nominations for Colin Farrell. I mean, I want to see Emmy nominations for the show. I really think it's that good quality, and I think it deserves it. And I think it would be awesome if we get there. This was fun. I'm glad I did this little side quest over at Geek Mentality, and the Penguin was just fantastic. So that's it. I'm done. Now listen, the show, if you listen to this podcast or if you find this podcast at all, the show will be back on December 1st with a brand new season of Sitcom All Ye Faithful. It's 25 episodes and 25 days of classic and maybe not so many classic sitcom Christmas episodes. So look forward to that coming soon to this podcast and, of course, to the YouTube channel. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, Mastodon.social, and I think that's it, at Geek Mentality. The Facebook page is Fans Not Experts. The YouTube channel is Fans Not Experts, and the website is fansnotexperts.com. That's it. I'm done. This has been the Penguins Mightier, part of Geek Mentality, and this is my theme song. This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe, 'cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans Not Experts.